Okay, in this question we have a function that's going to be shifted and reflected. Let me read the details to you. The function y equals 2x squared minus 3x is shifted horizontally to the left 1 unit, and then it is reflected in the y-axis. So the first thing I'm going to do is just summarize what we're going to do. It's a combination of two things. The first thing, number one, we're going to shift it horizontally one unit left. All right, number two, what are we going to do? We're going to reflect in the y-axis. We're going to reflect it in the y-axis. Okay, so let's go through what we're going to do first of all with the shifting. With regards to the shifting, we're going to be using this kind of format where y equals function x plus h. Now, because it's in brackets and the horizontal translations from left to right when we're shifting along the x-plane, what that means is what's in the brackets, we're going to use the opposite sign to what we're looking for. We're looking for 1 unit left, which is that way, so we're going to use plus to go left. So plus goes left. So that will be plus 1 unit. Plus 1 unit means left. So we're going to be replacing the x values with x plus 1 in this particular function to be able to carry out that transformation. Then later, we're going to reflect in the y-axis. Now, reflecting in the y-axis means we're going to do some replacing. We're going to replace the x for negative x. To reflect in the y-axis, we replace x for negative x. Why is that? Let me explain. So let's say we got the y-axis and the x-axis, right? And we got some values along the x-axis like 5 and 4 and 3. Now, if we reflect in the y-axis, so there's a mirror effect, we flip it over, from positive x, and we bring it over to this side, the positive x becomes negative x. That's why we're replacing x for negative x. So positive 5 becomes negative 5, 4 becomes negative 4, 3, negative 3, etc. and so forth. So reflect in the y-axis, replace x for negative x in this function. So let's work with the first step. We're going to shift horizontally 1 unit to the left. So let me just write it out. Y equals 2. Now you'll notice how we got an x there. I'm going to replace that x with x plus 1. So that's going to be x plus 1. Close brackets, all squared. Keep that squared on top. So x is being replaced by x plus 1 minus 3. And then in brackets, replace it with x plus 1. Close brackets. Okay, what do we do next? Let's expand and simplify. So y is going to equal 2 in bracket. Now x plus 1 all squared. If I was to work that out, let me work it out here. X plus 1, x plus 1. Do the FOIL method. So that's x squared plus x plus another x. That's plus 2x plus 1. So we're going to put that in there. X squared plus 2x plus 1. Slide and slot it right in there. So that becomes x squared plus 2x plus 1, close brackets, minus 3 times x is 3x, minus 3 times plus 1 is minus 3. Let me just put a little boundary there. Okay, so let's keep working with this. So I'm going to expand this using the distributive property. So that means we have y equals 2 times x squared, 2x squared, plus 2 times 2 is 4x. 2 times 1 is plus 2, minus 3x, minus 3. Let's collect like terms, similar ones. So 2x squared is by itself, so it's y equals 2x squared. We've got a 4x minus 3x. 4 minus 3 is 1x. So that's plus x. That's 1x. And then we've got a plus 2 and a minus 3. 2 minus 3 is minus 1. So it's minus 1. So that's our new function now that we have shifted it 1 unit to the left. The next step is to reflect it in the y-axis. And as I said before, we're going to replace x for negative x. So see that x? That becomes a negative x. So now we becomes y equals 2, and that's going to be negative x all squared plus negative x minus 1. So what have we done? We've just replaced the x's with negative x's, x's with negative x's. Now let's continue to simplify. Y equals 2. Now here's the trick. Negative x times negative x is positive x, so it stays as x squared. X squared. Now a plus and a minus makes a minus, so that's minus x minus 1. So there you go. Y equals 2x squared minus x minus 1. That is the final answer. So after we shift it horizontally and then reflect it in the y-axis, the final function is y equals 2x squared minus x minus 1.